Howdy, my name is Henry Chidgey and welcome to my Wednesday morning leadership videos. I believe the coaching style of leadership with foundations built on trust, integrity, and respect for all people contributes tremendously to a world that works for all of us. I invite you to join me in my quest of making this vision a reality. These free videos and blogs are an expression of my commitment and passion to that vision. I'm very happy you've chosen to spend a little time with me today. Thank you so very much. Today I'm sharing some more of my experiences from my long career in the railroad industry and as an entrepreneur. My goal here is to help you build your company and your team to create outstanding results in a way that is both gentle on your people and ruthless on the challenges that they and you face. A measure of success is if you find and put to work tomorrow at least one idea you got from this story. This particular story comes from the late 1970s. I am then plant manager of a 200-person railroad locomotive maintenance plant in San Antonio, Texas. There is an individual working for me as a hostler whose name is Rufus. He is a relatively new hostler, less than 6 months, but a 10-plus year employee at this location. Prior to his job change and promotion, he had been a shop laborer. About 1 a.m. one Saturday morning, I receive a call that there is a derailment of locomotives at the east end of my shop in the interlocking plant there. These locomotives were under the control of hostler Rufus. Now, for some definitions. The word derailment means at least one set of wheels, that's 2 wheels and 1 axle, of a locomotive, a 300 to 400,000 pound piece of equipment, are off the top of the rails. In this case, there were 3 locomotives involved, only one end of 1 locomotive, 2 axles, 4 wheels derailed. Interlocking plant means a series of switches, signals, and tracks that allow the safe movement of railroad equipment across junctions where tracks overlap. This interlocking plant is operated by an individual called a tower operator. The reason it is called an interlocking plant has to do with the design that is supposed to not allow misalignment of switches or signals that display movement authorities. That means if the interlocking plant is operating properly, the only reason for this accident to happen was my hostler failing to follow the signal indication. The signal maintainer and tower operator maintained that the interlocking was working properly and that the tower operator had followed the rules and procedures applicable. Rufus said he observed a signal authorizing his movement and the switches must have been misaligned. Now, this is a classic he said, they said type of testimony, and it's 2 versus 1. There was a lot of pressure from other department leaders for me to hold Rufus accountable, probably fire him and move on. However, I felt very loyal to Rufus. In our past, he demonstrated to me his personal integrity in an incident while he was a laborer driving one of our crew vans. He self-reported some damage he did to the rear bumper of the van, along with how it occurred and what he would do in the future to not have it occur again. That plus his work ethic is why he got the opportunity to be a hostler in the first place. I won't go into all the details here, but ultimately it was discovered and proven that the interlocking plant was not working properly and that both the signal maintainer and tower operator had created a story to protect themselves. Rufus was exonerated. What I'd like you to take away from the story today is as a leader, you need to maintain personal integrity, but as importantly, recognize integrity and trust in those you are responsible for and treat all folks with respect. You are responsible that none of your folks get railroaded. But you wonder where that word came from. The truth really needs to be discovered. Otherwise, you don't have a root cause to create an action plan against or to work on, and your team loses trust in you. My request to each of you is there's something that I've said today that had a light bulb go on, or some other type of aha moment for you occur. Take it out in the world tomorrow and put it to work on the important things in your life and your leadership. Please remember, leadership matters, especially to you and everyone you touch. As my mentor and leadership guru, Jim Rohn, taught me many years ago, success is nothing more than a few small disciplines practiced every day, and failure is errors in judgment repeated daily. Thanks for being with me today. Before I go, just a short commercial. I have published and offered for sale a hybrid ebook and mini video course titled How to Disagree Respectfully, a Guide to Getting Along in Tumultuous Times. It seemed like to me that many of us could use support in this area of life given the world we live in today. The link below is for you to see if it is for you. Thanks so much.